Waiting to see what happens. Waiting to see what happens. On! You guys, this is amazing. Are you there? Are you there on Facebook Live? This is so exciting. I'm going to try to see you, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that on my phone. Thank you so, so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. I missed you. I missed you. I hope you missed me. How weird is that to say? But really, this is such a wonderful, great way to just communicate. And at least I've been pretty locked down. So it's just so wonderful to be here. Well, anyway, I have to get to the point. I have to get to the point. Let me see if I don't know if I can see this little thing myself. I'm not going to sweat it if I can't. Thank you for being here. Let me tell you what we're going to do. I am going to show you the introductory video filmed in Sicily about a year ago today. And there's two things I want you to look for. The first is how bad I look. It is unbelievable. In my defense, the thing was filmed at 7 o'clock in the morning and my eyes are all puffy and I have no makeup on tonight. I put a little makeup on, but that difference isn't much, but I just look so, But in any event, so you know it's real me. And the other thing that I want you to look for, and this is more the inside track on these videos, is, the title of the book. Oh yeah, I should have said that. We're here talking about loyalty. Loyalty, the new book coming out in March. Woo! I'm excited. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the title is obviously loyalty. That's the big yellow part of our show, right? Well, I filmed all these videos, and when you listen to the video, which we're going to show you in just a moment, listen to when I say the title of the book, and then I'll explain what you're listening for on the other side, just like they say on TV. So watch the video, which is the introduction to loyalty and behind the book, and then I'll come back, jump around, tell you more things, and give away a prize. Okay, take it away, video. Woo, woo. Let's see if it comes on. Let's see if it comes on. I see me. Still you. I see me. Waiting for the video to start. Don't worry. It's coming very soon. Everybody. That's the video song. Boom. Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, everyone's here. Thank you so much. Oh my God, a lot of people. Okay. Thank you. It's coming. You're going to see me in Sicily in front of Mount Etna. And I'm just vamping. I was there 2 weeks before it erupted, and I'm not even kidding. Okay, that happened. Happily, nobody was harmed, especially not me. Let's see if it's coming. Okay. Is it coming? If it doesn't come, I'll just do the whole thing and tell you the rest of what I was going to tell you. But I think it is going to come. We had to, because Facebook changed its rules. So we had to do the video another way and run it through a Zoom and then run it through Facebook. And then we had to take a left turn at the Wawa and then a right turn at the Dairy Queen. And it's so completely complicated that I couldn't do it myself like I used to do it last year. So now we have, oh, here's something's happening. Be ready. Dun, 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 dun. It's starting. Because it's dark, that's how you know. It has been one of the greatest joys of my life to write in a new direction, something I always wanted to do, historical fiction with Eternal. So this is me thanking you so much for embracing that novel, which, as you may remember, took you to fascist Italy and during a dark period. And I loved writing it so much, and you guys were so welcoming to it, and it just was great. So I got to do another one, and that's why I'm in Sicily. I wanted to tell you about my new novel, which is called Loyalty. And you can see this incredible setting, Mount Etna in the background. That's it, an active volcano. Don't worry, I have this covered. It's not going to erupt during the video, God forbid. But I wanted to tell you about it because it's a love story and it's set against the rise of the mafia in Sicily. And during the 1800s, such a fabulous, interesting, terrifying, and turbulent time on a very turbulent island. You know, this island is large and set in the middle of the Mediterranean, has been colonized by Bourbons and Normans and Greeks and Arabs, and has flourished and faltered during that time. Its history is dramatic, and I think all of that is in this novel. And I think, by the way, if you've been to Italy, wonderful, but if you've been to Sicily, you know it is not quite the same thing. Sicily is influenced by all of those colonizers. It is its own culture. It has its own language. It's not a dialect, as someone say. And I have met many Sicilians here who call themselves Sicilians first and Italians second. And so all of that is explored in the novel. And what's at the heart of loyalty is what is sacred in Sicily, because you cannot spend the time here without feeling these three elements. The first is faith. This is a very religious place, and as you will see, religion really, really plays an important role in the novel. Because during the Inquisitions, Jews were expelled from Sicily. And this is a very Catholic country. Everyone is fervent. You cannot turn a corner without seeing some kind of shrine. Every city has a patron saint, which today, that faith is very, very strong. And you begin to understand why the faith is strong when you start to enter the hill towns of Sicily and inland Sicily and the villages in Sicily, the fishing villages, because what you really see in the life of the everyday person in Sicily is that life, especially during the 1800s, which I've really tried to recreate here and in the novel, was difficult. It was filled with hardship. People starved. People were illiterate. Even the setting alone, which is gorgeous, and you'll see in a series of videos on the website, you know, they're going uphill and they're downhill. The terrain is unbelievable. It's rocky. It's not always fertile. And these people persevere through strength of character and fueled by the faith that they have. The other thing that's sacred in Sicily is food. It's phenomenal. And it has all that great Italian pomodoro, tomato sauce, but pasta alla norma and all of its own cuisine. And Sicily is an amazing, amazing agricultural country. I mean, I've been here, you pass, and we visited olive groves, almond groves, pistachio, the best pistachios in the world are grown in Bonte, and I ate plenty. Peaches, plums, prickly pear, apples, grapes. And the olives, God love olives. This country has its own, and it uses every element of those ingredients to make incredible Sicilian dishes that are amazing. And of course will be throughout the book and will make your mouth water, because that's my favorite part of life, food. But the final thing that's most sacred to Sicilians is family. And you really see that when you meet the people here. And part of that is, I think it grew out of the village life, because people tended to stay in their own village. It was called Campanilismo. They felt a pride in their village. And also, if you see the villages on the top of a mountain or top of a big hill, you're not really going over to the other village very often. And so it was insular, but it was also protective. And you lived in the village, you grew up in the village, you moved next to your aunt, you knew your uncle, your grandparents lived with you. We kept that custom. That happens in lots of ethnic groups, but you can really see it in Sicily because some of it still pertains today. And I think it is at the heart of the novel. What is family? How do we form family? What if some people are lucky and they have a wonderful family, but some people are less fortunate. And so they have to find family in others, like the characters in the novel, who to a certain extent are outcasts looking for love. And then hopefully they find each other, which is the question that the novel poses. So that's what I wanted to tell you about with loyalty. I hope you read it. I know you'll love it. And thank you so, so much, honestly, to my readers. For 30 years, you guys have been so loyal to me and followed me book to book, honestly, whatever the genre. I've written standalones, I've written legal thrillers, I've written humor. And now historical fiction, you guys have always been there for me, and I could not be more grateful to you. Thank you very, very much. Grazie. Wow. Wow. I hope you enjoyed that. Isn't that backdrop incredible? You see Mount Etna, you see the water. I mean, I hope you enjoyed that. Sort of just me talking about the top of my head about the book. Now, let me back up a moment to sort of tell you what I had mentioned before. So I had sort of had a lot of ideas about this novel. And there was a point when I said to myself, well, I don't feel like I can write it. And thank you all. I can see you guys, Terry, everybody. Thank you, Susie. I said to myself, I don't feel that I can write a novel about Sicily, even set in the 1800s, without going to Sicily. I had never been to Sicily. I've been to Italy a bunch of times. And so, but I was locked down for COVID, but there was like a week sort of in between surges. It was horrifying enough, where I said to Laura, maybe we can sneak over, and we did. Now, I want to get to the part where I said about the title, because I'm just also like to open myself up in these things and sort of tell you what's my writing process a little and the trade secret part of our show. And I have to tell you that, people say, do you know what's going to happen in your book? I never know, but I do generally know a title. And that really matters to me because a title is everything. It's like everything is everything. It is the distillation of what is the note you're trying to strike. What is the theme that really matters? What is really resonant? So to go back a minute, like Eternal, in Eternal, where's I have Eternal? This book, first historical fiction I ever wrote, it felt, and thank you for your wonderful comments about it, Taffy, thank you. What am I saying? Videos inspiring. Eternal resonated for me. It was about time. It was about timelessness. It was about a lot of things like that. What abides, what survives war, right? All of that stuff. Also, a book like What Happens to the Bennets, very different book, a thriller. But as I said, also about family injustice. That title, What Happened to the Bennets, I just clued into. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen in this book, but it's going to be about what happened to the Bennets. And that's kind of great because it says there's a family and it says there's something that happens to them. And as soon as I have a title, I have foothold. So this is by way of saying, I went to Sicily. I did all the research. I had a title. The title was Sacred. I thought, it's really speaking to me. You get a little full of yourself, but you're all like, what is, it's an English major. We love books. You see all my books. These are only signed books, right? I love books. And the idea of sacred really moved me because it meant important. It meant valued. The most valued thing was sacred. Well, when I got to Sicily, I learned so much and I saw so much. And you're going to see it all in these videos that are to come. It's going to be till pub in March. Every Monday night at 7:30, I'm going to be here. I'm going to show you a video that will show you a little more about the country. We'll talk about that in a minute. But when I got to there, I said, you know what? I'm not feeling this title anymore. I didn't know that till I came. I want to go, thank you, Eternal was amazing. I started to think more and more as I talked to people. And a little bit, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I met a lot of Sicilians and talked to them, and they're all talking about their family and they're talking about their friends a lot like their family. And what I was hearing was loyalty to country, loyalty to God, whichever God they worship, however they worship God, loyalty to each other, loyalty to other Sicilians. And I came to understand, and we'll talk about this in subsequent videos, that when you see the history of Sicily, which had so many colonizers over time, they are fiercely loyal to their soil and to each other. They have a very strong identity. And I said, now the word is loyalty. Well, what happened in the real world is that I went and did these videos. And since I was so proud of my little sacred title, I say sacred in every video. And then we come back and I kind of want to do this whole thing all over again. And Laura, my bestie, who many of you know from coming to my book club party and just know generally, we look at each other and we go, oh, we got a problem. Because little Lisa said sacred in all the videos. And that's not the title anymore. The title is Loyalty in Yellow. Because I loved it. I said, oh my God. So then we said, well, what are we going to do? Well, basically, okay, this is probably too much information, but we said, oh, crap, like me cleaning it up for you. maybe we can just dub in me saying the word loyalty instead of the word sacred. So I don't know if you noticed, that's why I pointed out to you in the beginning how absolutely crappy that sounds. In fact, it's like a toss up between how crappy do I look or how crappy does it sound when you dub in your title, since you picked the wrong title or you changed the title. So if you notice it in my book, but it was really taking out sacred and trying to put the word in loyalty. I don't think we're going to do that again. I think from now on, we might have to go with sacred. And I'm going to have to say every time, guess what? I made a mistake. I'm human, but you guys knew that already. You're not surprised. So that's the kind of the behind the scenes stuff about the title that I'd rather the whole world didn't know, but you guys get to know because you came to this. So thank you for that. And as I say, the book I'm not going to talk about the book, but I'm certainly not going to give anything away. But it's really about 4 main characters and their visions of loyalty. And it resonated with me, not only because it was true to Cicely, but because it's true to me. I regard myself as a loyal person in the good sense. And I think I know you're there. I recognize a lot of these names, perfect titles, thank you. I feel that you have been very, very loyal to me. Just like I said in that video, my readers are loyal to me. They follow me book to book as I try new things. And that's a gift. Your loyalty is a gift. And so that's why I want you to know how loyal I feel to you. And I wrote a whole book about it. And I want to return it 1,000-fold. And that's what a little bit these videos are about, that I just want you to feel that from me. Learn about stuff that you might not see. Not everybody can go to Cicely, especially nowadays. And so these videos in the coming weeks, every Monday night, like I say, you are going to see Cicely. It's from your armchair. I don't know if you're watching White Lotus, but now it's filmed in Cicely, some of those locations I was in. But it's better than that, because I want you to see the blue of the sea, which is unbelievably turquoise. And I want you to see what it's like in the real off the beaten track, like the fishing village, Porticello we go to, and you can see the dock, and you can see the sea, and you can see the fish market, and you can see the little tiny restaurants, and you can see the churches in the town. And I went inside. We'll also go to Palermo, all over Palermo, the capital of Sicily. We go to the lemon groves outside Palermo, which is actually where the mafia was born. And you'll learn about that and why that happens. We will go to the inland parts of Sicily, and Laura and I drove everywhere. We went everywhere. We did everything. We filmed everything. You will see it all. And you go in these mountaintop towns, and the roads like zig back and forth like this. They say it takes you an hour to get to. It's probably like 2 miles. But if it goes back and forth like this, it takes you forever. And you see people walking and donkeys and bicycles and the life of an inland village in Sicily. I brought all that to life in the novel. But I want you to be able to see it in these videos and give rise to the kind of stuff that was going on in the background that you might not hear otherwise. So that is and also, of course, the food. I mentioned that, and I see people are remarking that. I love food. And I know you guys do too. And I think you should love food. I think you should love food, because food is an aspect of savoring life and enjoying your senses and the way things taste and the way they feel and the first delicious sip and all of that good stuff. And that joie de vivre, I guess, or just enjoyment of life is something that I think Sicilians really get. And I think all of us at our best. I mean, we're super busy. We have a million things to do. But sometimes when you just slow down, like at this tonight, and you just watch me on a Monday night, and maybe you have a nice glass of Chianti or Lambrusco, or you have a nice cold beer, or you have you have the popcorn you just popped. There's nothing better than just popcorn, right? It's all hot. You have grease all over your mouth. Just enjoy your life. That's really what I want you to feel in these videos. And I'm going to kind of take you on a little trip, hopefully make you laugh. I'm going to taste a lot of food right in front of you. I see a lot of people are going to Sicily. You're going to love it. And the food is amazing. Prickly pears, all kinds of fruit, fresh pistachios picked off a tree. That's crazy. So you're going to see all that stuff. So that's what's to come. This is the introduction. And from now on out, it's going to be me every Monday night with a different aspect of the novel. In time, we'll have it all on the website, so you can see all these videos if you miss one, and they'll be on Facebook too. And we'll have the interactive map like we had with Eternal, so you'll know your way around Palermo. And when you get the book, you'll see all the places in Palermo where the book took place, because that's why I had to go. I had to see it. I had to feel it. I had to know it, how it smells, how it looks, different times of day, so I can describe it to you to bring it to life. And that's something that never changes. That truth exists over time. The sun, how it sets in Palermo was the same in the 1800s as it is now. And that's what I want you to feel. So that's the stuff of loyalty that I kind of wanted to introduce tonight and give you the heads up about. Now, on to other stuff. They won't be much longer. I want to tell you, and I don't want you to think it's bragging because I'm just really super happy, that the reviews of this novel early on are wonderful. And I am over the moon, happy, delighted, thrilled, proud, everything, because I care about everything I write and everything I try to do something different. And every time I try to deliver for you guys. So, and now let me take a second to tell you about blurbs. If you remember Eternal, there's like blurbs. What is a blurb? A blurb is when here's how I do blurbs. Okay. So this is only the Lisa Scottolini show, right? I don't know a lot of authors. In fact, I don't really know. I just sit in my house in the suburbs with my dogs who are now locked in the bedroom because they cannot be trusted, as you know. So what is a blurb? Well, a blurb is this. Like, let's say, I read a lot. You see, right? I read a lot. When I see somebody wonderful writing something wonderful, I go, wow, that person's really good. And like you, I don't know them. I look at their author picture. She seems nice. I write an email. I go, your last book was great. Usually these authors are super nice. They'll write you back. They go, oh my God, you're so nice. I really like your books. Then we jump up and down, at least on email. And then at some point, we know that we have to, we sort of have to package this book in some way and communicate to people what this book's about. And God knows it's hard to get reviewed and all that stuff. So we say to each other, will you read my new book? And if you like it, would you give me a blurb? I clarify this because I think people don't know it. A lot of people think you pay for blurbs. You do not. But how you get a blurb is, for me, you ask people whose writing you admire. That means that I am lucky enough to have blurbs from people whose books I think are wonderful. Martha Hall Kelly, right? Lilac Girls. Chris Bojalian, Hour of the Witch. Paula McLean. I've been so lucky in these Stephanie Dre. Wonderful, wonderful blurbs. For this book, I just said, well, who am I reading lately and who am I loving? And the person I thought of first was Kristen Harmel. I have just a few of her books here to show you because I don't want to drive you nuts. But this is The Forest of Vanishing Stars, which was her most recent book. I loved this book. I thought it was so terrific. It takes place during the Holocaust, but it's really about a group trapped in a forest and trying to survive in a forest. So it actually was an interesting combination. I love Crawdads, if you read Crawdads. The naturalism in that book was really, really interesting and well observed. This is a book that's a little like a World War II Holocaust novel that has Crawdads touches in it, because these kids have to learn to survive in a woods and get out of it somehow and escape Nazis. And I thought it was really, really interesting. Kristen is wonderful. She also wrote The Paris Daughter, which is coming out in June. And she has an anniversary book out called The Sweetness of Forgetting. You may know one of her most popular books, which I also love, The Book of Lost Names, or even The Winemaker's Wife. She is terrific. She was kind enough. I didn't know her. I wrote her an email. I said, I'm a huge fan of yours. If you like loyalty, would you mind very much giving me a blurb? And may I tell you that she did, which is so nice of her. And I will tell you what she said. Because I'm proud. Loyalty is a beautiful, bold, and brilliant masterpiece that, in the spirit of The Godfather, because it has that mafia stuff, right, reminds us of the perils of blind allegiance, the consequences of betrayal, and the length to which one will go for family. A breathtaking tour de force. That's by Kristen Harmel. I mean, I'm so honored by that. And I think she really touches on, and you don't tell them what to say, right? They just read your book, they say what they're going to say. But for me, it's so validating. And I think vis-a-vis you guys, it's kind of interesting because it dovetails with what I was saying about the title, right? You go, yes, Kristen Harmel is a wonderful person and author. She is a wonderful person and author. That she gets the perils of blind allegiance. Like I started to say to you before, loyalty, a good thing, but also can be a bad thing. Blind loyalty, not a good thing. When does loyalty start being blind? When does loyalty shade into being something much, much darker and not a virtue anymore? She got that. I am so honored by her blurb. I hope you read Kristen Harmel. I think you would love her. I know I do. So thank you, Kristen. Now we are moving on to the contest part of our show. So, this is I don't know if I should say sweepstakes or lottery, but the bottom line is you can enter this by buying the book and sending your pre-order in. There's also a way if you can't buy it, we totally get that, and we're kosher. All of the rules are on the site. So go to my website. But we have a sweepstakes going. Now, I hope I know I'm saying the right word. I don't know if sweepstakes is the right word, because you know how lawyers are. By the way, I am a lawyer, so I can say that. Here's the thing. This is the first night of the giveaway. What we do, and the we being me and Laura with her incredible help, right? I just love you guys, and I'm grateful to you. And I'm grateful you watch this thing. And I'm grateful that you get my book. I'm just grateful from all the way here, all the way down. And so we thought, well, why don't we just run a sweepstake? And what kind of presents would we buy? We buy them. Okay, well, we want them to be Italian themed. We want them to be Sicilian. And we want this, like everything I do, to be personal and meaningful to me. So you can look on the website. We pick we're going to give away prizes every week. Every week we will pull orders from, where do you see this? This is the orders. It's unbelievable. It's a record haul of orders. We're going to have to get a bigger thing, and I will get a bigger thing. These are orders that people send in, pre-orders for loyalty, and it's also people who entered the other way. Let me not miss it. Not that I even know what it is, but I don't want to miss anything. And so put them all in the hat, and I pick one. We're going to do that every night, every Monday night until publication. And if you don't, I hope you win tonight. I think there's some winners here that were from last time. It was so fun. It's just so fun to give away presents, and I want to make you guys happy, and I love it. And so I hope you win tonight, and I'll tell you what the prize is tonight. But if you don't win tonight, just know that your entry stays in here. The only person who comes out is the person who won. So the sooner you get your entry, you have a chance to win every night for the next 22 nights. That's really good odds. I mean, you took the Powerball, which I actually bought a ticket for. Believe me, these are excellent odds. And all the people who won last year, they're probably still here because they always email me and I go, how's the perfume and all that stuff. And I feel very happy about that. So tonight's prize is, this is actually hand selected by my amazing daughter, Francesca, because she loves perfumes. And actually she's writing a novel about perfume with a backdrop, but I'm not going to tell you more about that. But I said, honey, what is the best, what is a great fragrance that's kind of Italian? People will love it. And she said Gucci Flora, which actually they call gorgeous gardenia. First off, this box is really, isn't that pretty? I love pink. Pink is my favorite color. But also, I love gardenia. So this is Gucci perfume. None of this, right? We're getting you nice stuff, not crappy stuff. And also, listen, men enter this and men read me. And so we also got Guilty with the men's cologne. You're going to get both if you win. And then you have a guy that you give it to, or you have a girl you can give it to. Really, that's your concern. All I'm saying is the prize tonight is Gucci perfume. So I guess I should pick the prize. Right? Are you bored yet? All right, I'll stop. All right, so I'm gonna, I almost said a bad word. Okay, let me get this chair over here. Okay, so I'm gonna stir it around. We'll get a bigger thing next time so I won't junk up the family room. But let's see. Gardenias are wonderful, love gardenia. I know, how could you not? Kara Webb, love your books. Thank you, Kara. Kathy! Guilty could be your next book. Yeah, right. Okay, ready? This is the person who is winning tonight's prize giveaway, which we will do every night from now until publication at the end of March. So please enter. I hope you win. Let's see who won the perfume tonight. The person who won is Leah Durr Bullock of Ellisville, Missouri. Leah, you won the perfume. That's exciting. Leah, are you here? let's see. Is she, well, we have her address. We know where she is. We will send her her perfumes. Yay. Congratulations, Leah. Now, before we go, let me show you what's next week. So next week, I forget what the subject of the, whatever the video is, because Laura will figure all that out and we'll do the same thing we do tonight. Hopefully I'll behave better. But the prize giveaway at the end of the night, I told you it would be Sicilian themed. The pasta in Sicily is amazing. Amazing. This is a pasta machine. I have this pasta machine. This actually was the same pasta machine that my mother had. I will tell you that she used it a little more often than I do because I'm lazy. But I have used it. It is amazing and I love it. And you can make all kinds of Sicilian pasta on it. So let me just reiterate. You're here. I'm here. I'm grateful. All of the rules about this contest are on the website. And by the way, I do want to say one last thing. In terms of gratitude, I am grateful to all of you. And one thing I'm also grateful to is bookstores. And I have independent bookstores have been so wonderful to me about doing personalized copies. There are two bookstores near me that you can find online. One is Main Point Books and the other is Town Book Center that will do a personalized or signed copy. Barnes & Noble, by the way, will have signed copies of Loyalties. So with the holidays coming up, if that's the kind of thing you want to do to enter the contest with, go right ahead. We want to make it easy. We want to support these stores. And I just want to say oh, Sally Davis, how nice. I just want to say thank you so much to you guys. This has really been, I didn't know if I was going to do this again, but I really, really liked it. And I really, really missed it. And I feel like we do get in touch, even though we don't get to talk to each other. I read everything you say. I recognize a lot of these names. And I'm so grateful that you came back. I'm so grateful for your reading me. I'm so grateful for your friendship, for your love, for your loyalty. I love you guys. Thank you very, very much. And I guess I'll close it out and we'll see you next Monday night at 7:30. Thank you again very, very much. Take care.